Dr. Kyle Horner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Are joint pain and stiffness holding you back? At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're here to help you move forward. Our board-certified rheumatologists and trained nurse practitioners specialize in diagnosing and treating inflammatory arthritis, lupus, osteoporosis, and other autoimmune conditions. With on-site lab testing, digital x-rays, bone density scans, and infusion therapy, we provide comprehensive care all under one roof. Since 2001, we've been committed to personalized, compassionate care for patients across Eastern North Carolina. Take the first step towards better health today. Call Carolina Arthritis Center at 252-321-8474, 252-321-8474, or visit carolina-arthritis.com. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your journey to health begins.
Good morning, Greenville, Eastern North Carolina. You're tuned into another amazing episode of Pitt Perspectives right here on Awesome Radio 107.5 FM 1570 AM WECU. You just show your favorite weekend show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community from right here in Greenville, Pitt County, Eastern North Carolina. I'm your host, Victor Ihuka, joined by my amazing, wonderful, incredible, anointed co-hosts AY and Patrick. How you guys doing, fellas? How you guys
Good morning. Good morning, everyone listening to us across the world. We are so excited to be here. This is AY, and I'm happy to be here as well. And it's a beautiful morning, and we are lined a very amazing show for you today.
Yeah.
And we're sure that you're going to have fun and you're going to learn a lot also from this amazing show this morning.
And teach us a lot too.
Yeah, so we're expecting your calls when the phone lines open, and we hope to have a very wonderful show. Patrick, what's going on?
Yeah. Good morning once again. It's Patrick on the 1, the 2, the 3, the Awesome Radio. Welcome back, guys. It feels amazing. It feels really amazing. Good morning, South America. Good morning, North America. Good morning, Asia. Good morning, Europe. Good morning, Australia, Oceania, Antarctica. Did I miss anybody?
Africa. You forgot
Bro,
Africa.
I started
Look
Africa.
at your
Africa
life.
was one.
You said South America. Get out.
Good morning, Africa. Good morning, my people. Good morning, everybody. It's amazing. Yes, as AY said, we have a really informative and amazing
Interesting,
show for you guys. And don't forget to pick up those phones and call in and give us your very well thought and your very important opinion that we want to hear so much. Thank you. Hey, take it away, Fred.
Just before we get started on anything, on Thursday I attended the Greenville Museum of Arts Fashion on Display event.
Yeah.
It was such a beautiful night celebrating fashion, culture, and community right here in Greenville. Shout out to GMOA for putting on such an amazing event, and to everyone who came out to support. Shout out to Trista, the executive director, Fernanda, and all the amazing volunteers and sponsors and everyone who made the event such an amazing success. Yes, now we've got a packed show today, but before we get into anything, you know how we do it. Let's get into our top community news recap, proudly presented by our friends at Carolina Arthritis Center. Let's take it away, guys.
All right. I have the first news here, and it says Mr. Beast's Beast Games secure a $15 million state grant, boosting Pitt County's role in the film industry.
Yes, North Carolina's film industry is getting a major boost, and Greenville is right in the mix. Governor Josh Stein announced that several productions, including season 2 of Beast Games from YouTube star Mr. Beast, have been approved for state film and entertainment grants. The project, filmed in Pitt and New Hanover counties, received approval for up to $15 million and highlights Greenville's growing role in the entertainment world. Altogether, the projects are expected to create more than 3,800 jobs and bring in over $131 million in spending across the states. Wow. Other approved productions include Top Chef Season 23 in Charlotte, the R.J. Decker Pilot in Wilmington, and feature films such as Driver's Ed, Bad Counselors, The Bird, and May the Woodsman. Yes. Wow. Moving on.
Moving on,
it's
we have
exciting.
Moving on, we have 25 ECU Health nurses honored among the great 100 nurses of North Carolina.
Come on, shout out to ECU. Yes, ECU Health is celebrating a big honor for its nursing staff. 25 of its nurses have been named among the great 100 nurses of North Carolina, the largest number the system has ever recognized in 1 year. Leaders say it's a reflection of the skill, compassion, and dedication nurses bring to patients and families every day. The Great 100 program has been honoring outstanding nurses since 1989. Each year, thousands of nominations are submitted, and just 100 are chosen statewide. ECU health officials say the recognition reinforces their mission of nursing excellence and assures the community that Eastern North Carolina is home to some of the best caregivers in the state. We'll continue with the top community news recap just after the break.
Hi, my name is Tracy. Thank you for listening to Awesome Radio, 107.5 FM, 1570 AM, WECU.
I'm Dr. Kyle Harner from Carolina Arthritis Center. Living with arthritis or joint pain doesn't have to limit your life. At Carolina Arthritis Center in Greenville, we're Eastern North Carolina's only private, single-specialty rheumatology clinic dedicated exclusively to your joint health. Our experienced team offers comprehensive care all under one roof, from consultations and joint injections to on-site laboratory, X-ray, bone density testing, and our specialized infusion suite. No more running around to multiple locations for your arthritis evaluation. When you need expert rheumatology care, choose the specialist who focus solely on conditions like yours every single day. Carolina Arthritis Center, where your mobility and comfort are our main priority. Call 252-321-8474 or visit carolina-arthritis.com to schedule your consultation today. Again, that number is 252-321-8474. Carolina Arthritis Center,
where your journey to health begins.
Yes, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. In case you're just joining us, you're tuned into Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio Network. Pitt Perspectives is the weekend show where we share stories, celebrate culture, and inspire community from right here in Greenville, Pitt County, Eastern North Carolina to the rest of the world. And it's still me, your host, Victor, with my two incredible co-hosts AY and Patrick. Yes, just before we went on that break, we were bringing you all the top community news recap, proudly presented by Carolina Arthritis Center. Let's move on, guys.
Okay, I have the next news here, and it says Greenville City Council approves lease with ECU to develop a new 12-field sports complex.
Yes, Greenville is moving forward with a major new sports facility. The City Council has unanimously approved a 50-year lease with ECU to develop a 12-field sports complex at the university's North Recreational Complex. Leaders believe the project could generate up to $40 million a year by hosting soccer, lacrosse, and other tournaments that bring families and teams into the local economy. The deal calls for 4 new fields to be added to the existing 8, with construction and transition lasting through 2026. The first tournaments are expected to begin in 2027. Officials say the facility will not only attract visitors, but also provide more opportunities for local athletes and families to enjoy sports and recreation. I think that's an amazing thing. Yeah, soccer all the way, man. Yes, guys, let's move on.
Okay, candidates forum scheduled across Pitt County, with the next one set for October 7 in Farmville and Fountain.
Yes, Farmville and Fountain residents will now meet their candidates at the Farmville Community Center on October 7, starting with a 6:30 p.m. meet and greet, followed by the forum at 7. The event is part of a series hosted by our own incredible Awesome Radio Network and GPAT TV 23, giving voters the chance to hear directly from local candidates and submit their questions. All forums are free, open to the public, and designed for voter education only. So the full schedule is September 30. The candidates forum will be in Aden and Grafton at Aden Community Center. October 2nd, the Winterville forum will be at Winterville Town Hall. October 3rd will be in Grimesland at Simpson Fire and Rescue. October 7th will be the Farmville and Fountain Community Candidate Forum at Farmville Community Center. October 9 will be in Bethel at Bethel Fire and Rescue, and October 10 will be the one for Greenville at City Council Chambers. Like I said earlier, each forum begins with a 6:30 p.m. meet and greet and runs until 9:30 p.m. All events will be recorded, live streamed, and replayed on Channel 23 through November the 4th, which is the election day. Yes, guys, the last news of the day.
Yeah, we also have Pitt County EMS gains new training designation to boost emergency response.
Yes, Pitt County EMS is strengthening its emergency response. The service has been officially designated as a continuing education institution by the North Carolina Office of Emergency Medical Services, allowing paramedics to complete recredentialing and advanced training in-house. Leaders say this new status means responders can get specialized training that focuses directly on the calls they handle most often. County officials say the program will improve readiness without adding costs, while residents say it gives them even more confidence in local EMS services. With training now available on site, paramedics can stay sharp and better prepared to meet emergencies across Pitt County. Yes, guys, that's all we have today on our top community news recap, proudly presented by Carolina Arthritis Center. Yes, now to our community voices section. Our topic today is something that's been in the news for a long time coming. Everybody has heard about it. Everybody has an opinion about it, for better or worse. Our topic today is AI and the future of jobs. AI and the future of jobs. Yeah, our topic today is AI and the future of jobs. Should we be afraid, or, is everything good? Artificial intelligence is moving fast. From self-checkout lines, even though people don't realize self-checkout is at AI, From self-checkout lines to chatbots, automation is already changing how we work and live, not just here in Eastern North Carolina, but across the world. Some say AI is creating opportunities we've never seen before. Others worry it could take jobs away, especially in places like Eastern North Carolina, where there is not so many job opportunities to begin with. So today we are asking, should we be excited or afraid about AI? We are asking, should we be excited or afraid? Do you think AI will create more jobs than it will replace? And then, in your opinion, what jobs do you think AI can never be able to replace? These are all the incredible things we want to talk about, and our phone lines are open at this point. Our phone lines are 252-756-2008, 252-756-2008. We want to hear from you as always. But just while we wait for our callers to call in, guys, so let's throw the floor open. AI. What do you guys think about AI? I mean, it's been everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I think AI is a good thing. It's something to be excited about.
Okay.
It's going to obviously change the way work is
changing, actually, but yeah.
the way work is done, and not just even work, like almost everything
Life, yep.
in life that we do is going to change a lot. But I think it's progress.
Okay.
And it's advancement, and it's something that we should embrace and see how it can benefit us
Right.
in whichever field
Right.
we are in.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's something to be excited about.
Right.
Yeah.
So I heard about AI first, and this is surprising. AI has been around, I mean, as a term since the 60s.
Yes.
And there has been obviously a lot of, progress behind the scenes. And I think with AI, a lot of people kind of are skeptical, I guess for good reason, because when you think about AI, like I said earlier, people don't realize that when you go to Walmart and you don't have a person in the checkout to check you out, you're checking out yourself. That's AI, artificial intelligence. People think it's, like the movies, something that's, like fantasy,
Like
or,
robots.
robots and all that. It's not just that. Even chatbots, when you talk to, any
ChatGPT.
services, I mean, that's even
Yeah.
much more AI.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
in
get.
terms of, some other uses of AI, people, everyday people don't
Yeah.
even realize in everyday life. When you call a number and then to do this, press one. Some of those things are
Yeah,
artificial
it's artificial
intelligence,
intelligence,
So it's in the way it's become very pervasive, in the way we live and work. And I think even with ChatGPT, for instance, a lot of people have strong opinions either for or against it. A lot of people, even without having tried it at all. Yeah, but I think if you're a user, for instance, it's what you get is what you give is what you get.
Yeah,
And then you also understand the limits of it, which gives you, I guess, a much more robust opinion too, because you realize that it's not perfect the way people say it. You realize that there is so much you can do with it, as far as even thinking through some of your ideas, or even getting pointed into the right. I mean, think about Google on steroids. Even Google now has AI mode or something. I mean, it's
and
everywhere.
Google Gemini.
Gemini.
I think everyone is having their own
AI.
Yeah.
There is
Even Twitter.
There's
or formerly
Copilot.
X,
There's
yeah.
Grok.
Grok,
Yeah,
on,
Grok, yeah.
There's Copilot on Microsoft.
Apple
there's
Intelligence
Gemini,
on
Meta
Apple.
AI.
Yep.
For Facebook and Meta and the
You know
rest
what?
of them. Everybody.
Something
now
else I
has
found
theirs.
out too is there are enterprise AIs too. Like say people build their own AI in-house.
Yeah, for the
AI,
I have a friend who runs like an immigration service agency, immigration
I
brief.
think I've seen you
repost there,
stuff,
yeah. And they also just launched their own, artificial intelligence AI brief for immigration brief, and just to, like you said, to also help in-house. You can chat with the bots, and then helps you get around before you are able to meet with someone who eventually maybe if you need to. Sometimes you don't even have to get to meet with the representative. You can get your stuff sorted out with the chatbot and all.
I mean, it's amazing. So I think with every technology, I think we would have to go on a quick break. You're still tuned into Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio. Don't touch that dial. Boom.
Hello, my name is Daniel from Greenville. We appreciate you for listening to Awesome Radio 107.5 FM, 1570 AM, WECU Radio in Greenville.
There will be a series of Pitt County Municipal Candidate Forums beginning September 30th to October 10th for Ayden, Grifton, Farmville, Fountain, Winterville, Bethel, Grimesland, and Greenville. The full schedule is on our website, awesomeradionetwork.org. Click on the WECU logo. You will also see a link to a candidate's question form where you can write in questions to the candidates, and our moderators will read them for you. You can even be anonymous. For more information, reach us at 252-756-3137. We look forward to your presence at these Pitt County Municipal Candidate Forums for Ayden, Grifton, Farmville, Fountain, Winterville, Bethel, Grimesland, and Greenville, September 30th through October 10th. See the full schedule, dates, times, and locations on our website, awesomeradionetwork.org. Click on the WECU logo. We can be reached at 252-756-3137.
Yes. Welcome back to Peak Perspectives on Awesome Radio Network. Yes, we're talking about the big elephants in the room, AI. We're talking about AI. And just before we went on the break, AY was talking about AI.
Yeah.
Bro, we should start calling you AI, actually.
No.
Yeah, AY was talking about AI. So I think one of the things I'd like to do in this conversation is to sort of make AI more relatable, like sort of, anchor it to everyday life. Again, because when people think about AI, the first thing that comes to mind is these large language LLMs, right?
Yes.
Language models and all that, and then they think about the what's this genre of movies that's like in outer space,
Sci-fi.
sci-fi, yeah,
and
all of those,
futuristic, yeah.
yep, futuristic type stuff, But for small businesses, for instance, AI can make things easier,
Yeah.
even with helping with bookkeeping or marketing. I think it can also make jobs in maybe customer service that could disappear, because I mean AI is becoming, something. And then for communities like ours, recovering from economic challenges, losing jobs to automation can hit harder. So let me ask you all this: do you think AI can create more jobs? Let's start from there than it would replace.
That's a good question. So I have something here that says that I think it's from Goldman Sachs, and it estimates
okay.
that AI is widely, perceived to, or is going to be able to like displace about 6 to 7% of U.S. jobs.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay, we have a caller.
We have
I'm
a
going
caller
to
on the
hold our
line.
thoughts and
Good morning, you're live on Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio. Who do we have on the line?
Good morning,
That
the
voice.
golden voice of the East. Good morning, AY. No, AY. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Who do we have on the line? That voice sounds familiar, but we want our listeners to hear you. Who do we have on the line?
This is your one and only Onyemeyo.
Yeah.
did you just say
Onye-
golden voice of the East?
Are you jealous?
Is it not Ojuku is the golden voice, Abi? Right?
I don't even.
Oyemeyo, is Ojuku the golden voice of the East?
Victor is the golden voice
The,
of
gold,
it.
the golden voice of the East presently is Victor Ihuka.
Who that
Patrick, you got your own last week. I didn't envy you. Yeah, shout out to you, Ben. Actually, this conversation is over. Thank you for calling in today. Oh, yeah, Odunaike International. Yes. Yes, it's good to hear from you, man. Yes, we're talking about AI this morning, and we are talking about, what jobs, what do you think about AI, and what jobs do you think AI cannot replace? Because obviously you've heard about AI, I assume, and you've probably encountered AI, So yes, talk to us. What do you think about AI, and what jobs do you think AI would not be able to replace?
Okay, it's a very nice conversation this morning.
Mhm.
And what I want to say is coming in two places, understand?
Mm-hmm.
AI is good.
Okay.
And even when you think that it makes people to lose their jobs,
Mm-hmm.
do you know AI can still make people to gain their job as well?
Okay.
It's 50-50.
Okay,
Yeah.
50-50.
So, but I will
Did you just say
explain.
AY?
First and foremost, AI is like,
Hold on, AI or AY, please.
sorry, AI. AI.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Well,
Please, I'm not making people lose their jobs, please.
AI. I'm talking of AI.
autopilot. All right, yeah.
Autopilot.
Yeah, go ahead. AI, yeah.
So, I'm talking of artificial intelligence.
Yes, artificial intelligence, yes.
Yeah. So, people are not supposed to be scared because it can make them gain their job too.
Okay.
So, I will explain.
Right.
AI cannot do the whole work.
Mm-hmm.
Take for example, I like using myself as an example.
Yes.
I don't like using others.
Yes.
Yeah. I work in construction.
Oh, okay.
Understand? Yeah. And there are a lot of things that AI cannot do there.
AY, yes.
There are a lot of things that AI cannot do.
Right, right.
Because construction is based on it's more of manual and taking information and taking order from your boss.
Right.
Because the kind of construction that I do is bricklaying. Understand? AI cannot do bricklaying.
Okay, at least for now, yeah.
AI cannot take measurement. AI cannot use hand saw and cut, rever, and positioning.
Okay.
So AI has limits. Its work is limited
Right.
based on my own perspective
Right,
on
right.
this particular job called
Right.
construction.
Right.
Understand?
Right.
So people should not be afraid that AI will take a lot of jobs, though it's good and it assists human beings too. Then, on the second part of it,
Mm-hmm.
since if you are scared that AI is going to take jobs from you, you can still work on yourself and get to that level, which you will be an AI engineer because it's all human beings that still invent that AI.
Right.
I hope
Right.
you're getting me.
Yes.
Yes, it's also human being that maintains it because if you don't maintain it, it can't function, it can't work. Understand? It's like what you just program and click enter and it starts functioning. So a lot of people say, okay, I'm going to read tech, I'm going to be an IT on this, on artificial intelligence. For you to know that even while some people are scared that it takes their jobs away, other people are still happy that they want to read and go to an extent that which they will be the one maintaining the AI.
Right.
They will be the one discussing the AI. Understand?
Yes.
So I hope this explains what
Right.
that's my own view though.
That's incredible. That's incredible, man. I mean, thank you so much for always sharing your, opinions. We love hearing you call in and, share your strong opinions sometimes. I'm sure we are not the only ones that like hearing you. And like you said, I think you're right, for the most part. Things like, construction, like you said. I mean, right at this point, I don't think that AI, I mean, you can get ideas from AI and all that, but as far as going out there in the sun and laying out the bricks, I don't know that there has been anything at scale that would replace, the human situation, man. So thank you so much, Onyemeyo, and I hope you have I know you probably had an amazing night, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day
Yeah,
today.
sure.
Come on, one time for Onyemeyo. Yeah, have a good day, my brother.
All right, bro.
Yeah,
Take care.
man.
Bye.
Yes.
All right.
AI, you got called. I think we should. This is our sign to start calling you AI.
I
actually.
won't even answer you.
Yeah, but I think he hinted at something I wanted us to sort of
Yes.
expand a lot on, and that's like reskilling. I think that's the part that doesn't get, talked about a bit, because one of the things, a lot of proponents of AI talk about is how it's bridging the information gap. Information
Yeah.
is power, right? Knowledge is power, anyways. And in the past, it was that information was. I think about pre-internet to find
Yeah.
something. There were like physical encyclopedias and
Yeah.
libraries and all of
Yes,
those
yes.
things. But now, in this time and day and age, you can get pretty much every information you need, on from a phone, that has an internet connection. And you know that doesn't necessarily mean people living seek out those information, but it's all there, right?
Yeah.
So I think one other thing is that AI also provides an opportunity to learn more, to do something. Yes, you started out trying to say something.
Yes, I was talking
before.
about AI
Goldman
displacing,
Sachs, yeah.
about 6 to 7% of US jobs
Yep.
could be displaced. However, it's also noted that it's going to be temporary in the sense that, like what Onyemeo was saying, like of course some jobs will be taken, but in a short period of time new jobs will be created.
Oh, okay.
And then more people will be able to get more
Okay,
jobs.
okay,
Do you get? So
okay.
I think we would have to
Yes.
go on this very short
Quick
break.
and then we'll be back in a bit.
I am Miss Mary Cox. I'm Killer Thigpen's mother from Awesome Radio.
Girl, have you heard what Upper Class Detail and Hand Car Wash is offering for today, Friday, and Saturday? Wah, 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 wah. Yes, and for today, Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and tomorrow, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., they are offering full clean inside and outside with some tire shine. Wah, 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 wah. No, don't twist my words now. I did not say full detail. I said full clean inside and outside with some tire shine. Wah, 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 wah. Well, for today, Friday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., the markdown discount is so low that I cannot even say it on the air. Girl, you're just gonna have to go there. Upper Class Detail and Hand Car Wash is right beside the radio station, Awesome Radio Network. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, the address is 2800 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Now remember, today, Friday, 10 o'clock a.m. to 5 p.m., and tomorrow, Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can get your vehicle fully cleaned on the inside and outside, hand washed with some tire shine. 2800 South Memorial Drive, right beside the radio station of Awesome Radio Network.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Thank you for keeping with us on Pitt Perspectives on Awesome Radio Network. Yes, we're talking about AI, artificial intelligence, not AY. Ayodeji. Yes, and yeah, I wanted to ask you, let's get right into it. And I hope, some of our callers will call in and share their opinions too. What jobs do you think, let's start with the creation, what jobs do you think AI can, in what areas do you think AI can create more jobs?
Okay.
What comes to mind?
To start with, there are already jobs of people modeling this.
AI.
AI. In fact, I think it was sometime towards the end of last year, I saw a job advertisement where you can actually, get a job where you will help model in different aspects if you're a professional. So, for example, because I actually applied for one of them, and I think they said I had like 2 different accounts. I had mistakenly opened an account and another one, so they blocked me. So that was why I couldn't get on. But like, it was supposed to be a language model. They needed people who could speak Yoruba language. Yes, who would help model, train, AI. This particular AI, and the interview was really nice. They asked you to read, they will ask you to speak, they will ask you to translate, just to be sure that you can speak. So that's already a job for some people. I know people who are even in Nigeria who are doing that job right now. They help train with different local languages.
But that's a very niche thing too, though.
Yes, but I mean, they need a lot of people to get that done. Because I also noticed that even on ChatGPT recently, I typed Yoruba on ChatGPT and the response was actually correct. Like, it was clean. I'm like, it means people are working behind the scenes to make sure that, because initially, of course, Yoruba was terrible,
hallucinating and all that.
But now it's cleaner. So there are people behind the scenes that are training these models. Right.
So that's one.
That's one job already.
Any other one come to mind?
Like Onyeme said, there are also software engineers who are going to be on the back end. Apart from people training the models, there are also people who are the engineers who are engineering these things. So there are so many opportunities for people to get into that.
So I think too, I mean, and this is just me, that in whatever field, right, AI would more than likely, aside from obviously the mundane repetitive tasks that it would automate, I think that for most other higher level stuff, AI can actually create more tools, more resources to work with. And what that means with more tools and more resources, it also means it will require more human oversight.
Yeah.
There might be AI roles, in trying to provide that oversight. That's, some of, the first thoughts I have as far as AI creating jobs. Yes, the latest fine hair-braided our resident Gen Z. What you have to
the examination did not work because I didn't.
And I'm trying to take it easy on you.
Okay. I would say that I was just sitting here thinking, and as y'all were conversing, and Odunaike came in and gave his very good detailed opinion about how AI can AI can't overtake everything. You still need the human part. The regulation, the moderation, and all that. And it got me to thinking, as this generation and in this current state of time, I tend to ask myself, how did people go back to go to school back then? Without ChatGPT and all these AIs. Like, how did people do school? Like, I asked myself that question.
You read your
And
books.
yes, and the answer is, times are different,
Right.
Yeah.
and different people adapt for different times.
Right.
Yeah.
And so this time it's AI's time to go. And I remember when I was thinking about it, we've seen the movies, the famous movie by Will Smith, what's
Prince
the
of
name?
Bel-Air.
iRobot. Is it?
Okay, yeah, I
Yes,
think there's an
iRobot. Yes, that's the
iRobot
most
movie.
popular AI themed movie because
Okay.
it's about futuristic
Right.
AIs coming after humans.
Right.
And if you think of it from this perspective, before AI was as active as it is, people had to create movies on AI.
Right.
And so just creating movies on the concept of AI, that's AI providing jobs before it was even
Okay.
common.
Okay. That's actually a creative way of saying it. Yeah.
So
Yeah, I see what you mean.
that AI created movies because
Right.
the script, the idea, the money the movie produced, so that's AI producing jobs. And think about it, if let's bring it back to ECU, we're college students. We have those robots that deliver food.
Yeah.
That's AI. It's
Yep,
not somebody
it is,
controlling
actually,
each
yeah,
and every one
it's-
robot. It's like there's like 50 or
Yep.
80 of them that go to all these residence halls on College Hill, on West End,
Right.
and it's AI controlling that.
Right.
Yeah.
And many students feel they can't live without that because if you're in your dorm or you're at work, people that work at the NSO, for example, you
Well,
can't leave the building.
I have an opinion about that, but let me just keep it. yeah.
Yeah.
Let me keep it to myself. But I see what you mean.
Yes,
Yeah, go
and they are
ahead.
not perfect, but they do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, AI helps. There's so many, like, I'm pre-med and I'm,
Pre-med?
yes, pre-med.
Med,
Oh,
med,
okay.
med.
Pre-med,
That's
like,
what I like.
pre-med
Before
student.
med, yeah.
Bef- before med school.
Please go ahead.
Right.
And, the way people used to study for the MCAT
Right.
keeps changing. And the best way to do it right now is through AI.
Mm.
Yeah.
And AI even gives you a study plan that you can stick to.
Right.
And even provides you resources that in the past you had to pay for.
Yeah, behind
But
paywall.
now you don't have to pay for.
You know, the crazy thing about this is that even with AI, amplifying people's productivity,
Yeah.
it still boils down to you to
Yeah.
have the motivation to sort of follow whatever plan and all
Yes.
that. And I think that's what people don't get. I remember last semester, the ECU CRISP Small Business Resources Center, they held this amazing, fantastic seminar online. It was AI is a teammate, not a tool.
Yes.
Yeah.
it is.
And it makes you realize,
Absolutely.
like, and you know what's crazy? You keep talking about ChatGPT. There are plenty other GPT
AI
models.
models,
yes.
Like, I think GPT is like, I think there's a word for GPT or something, which is like a general, term for the technology or something, which is, I think it means generative pre-trained transformer, generative AI, basically. There is like AI for literally anything you can think of.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably overwhelming when you think about it too. So I think one of the questions they asked was, how many times do you use AI in a day? And I also, I guess, realized, because for me, I sort of like to think I don't follow trends as such. So for instance, I was very skeptical about TikTok, for instance,
Yeah.
from way back in Nigeria.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not so much into it anyways, but I've also come to understand the value of it, right? And that was the same with AI. And I know I've had to tell people in my personal life to kind of give this a shot, try it, play around with it, work with it, because we are thinking, oh, this is absolutely this type of way. And it turned out it wasn't. They could learn something, they could like 10 times their productivity or their thinking, with AI. So I think it's incredible. Yes, we still want to hear from you. What jobs do you think AI will not be able to replace? What jobs do you think AI will create too? Do you even think AI will create more jobs than it replaces? Would like to hear from you. On our phone lines are still 252-7562-008. Yes. Now let's get to the second part of the question. I know Onyemeyo talked about construction and masonry and how AI wouldn't be able to replace that. What jobs or what areas do you think AI would not be able to replace.
Yes, I know that AI cannot do a pastor's job. So if
Oh,
you're a
yes.
pastor,
Yeah,
job is
yeah.
safe.
So you and Patrick are safe.
Job
anyway.
security for
Yeah,
pastors.
Yeah. Well, it depends though.
Nah, it doesn't depend on anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
AI
yeah?
will never
I
be
don't
able to do
think,
the job
yeah.
of a pastor.
There are like AI
It will-
pastors too.
Nah, there are no AI pastors.
Well, I wouldn't know.
They
You
will
know
never,
better than
they
I.
will never see. There will never
Yeah.
be a time in history.
I believe you.
And I'm saying it here. If you
From-
have anything against it, you can call in and come with your thoughts. But I am convinced, I am sure that AI will never be able
No,
to do
this
the
is
job of a
expert
pastor.
opinion now.
Yes,
Yes.
call it whatever. Yes, expert opinion.
Yeah, pastors.
Because and the reason is very simple. The pastor's job is spiritual, and AI is not spiritual.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, some people think so,
no,
but
it
go
isn't.
ahead.
It's not spiritual. It's technology. Come on, it's not spiritual.
And technology is not spiritual.
No, it's not. It's not spiritual. It's
Inspiration
science.
is-
It's science, bro.
I mean, but not everything can be explained by science, though.
Yes, but I'm saying this one is.
Well, it's your opinion,
science,
though, so
right?
let's not even.
So AI is
get
not
into-
spiritual. AI
Okay.
cannot transfer spiritual gifts to you. AI cannot AI cannot
Okay.
bless you.
Okay.
Do you understand?
I hear you.
So AI doesn't talk to God. So these are some of the
You know
things.
what's interesting is
That's-
some people attribute. I think there is a rise, I think, in people. You know how there is theism, there are all these different beliefs. There are people who believe in the absolute supremacy, or maybe not absolute, in the supremacy of technology. They worship, sort of, they pay obeisance to technology. Yeah, it's a thing, man. It's a thing, you know. They think technology is spiritual. They think, you know, super intelligence. They think it's God in some way. And then it's interesting too. You mentioned that because I listened to this Israeli American scholar. I'll probably butcher his name, Yuval Harari or something, that wrote The Brief History of Time or something, and essentially talks about how in the past, you know, the Bible, all these religious texts have always been there for all these many years, and people would bring their own interpretations to them. But for the first time in history, because of artificial intelligence, these texts can actually talk back to us. You see what I mean? So, for instance, if you went on ChatGPT, I guess, which you're much more familiar with, and ask a question, for instance, you can think of any. You can say, okay, assuming you are Paul, for instance, in the Bible, say this, or what do you think about this? What do you think? So the scriptures or these religious texts have a life in the way it hasn't ever had throughout history. I don't know if that makes sense.
I'm trying to like.
So think
what
about,
you're
let's
saying.
see, think about, you know what? We can actually try this right now. I hope it doesn't get.
But, so okay, while you are trying to get that, I don't want us to spend too much time.
Right.
on
But
this,
go ahead. Other
well,
jobs.
My
you think
yes.
AI
So
will-
so what I was getting at is obviously, you know, the pastor's job is spiritual, and it's a lot more than AI cannot do it. Let's leave that at that.
Okay.
Well, so one other thing I was actually going to say though before we got into this was when you talked about the program that they had where they said AI is a teammate and not
A tool, yeah.
a tool and not a
Yeah.
you know. I actually study with like AI generally to use it to study as a student.
right.
I don't know if you know about Notebook LM. I think
Okay.
it's a Google artificial.
Product?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a Google product.
Okay.
So what it essentially does is you give it a PDF file and it turns it into a podcast.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes. So you upload your whatever paper, whatever
Okay.
text, whatever in PDF format, upload it on Notebook LM. It just generates it into a 2-person podcast,
wow.
and they're just discussing the topic. And you can
Impressive.
actually be specific and say, simplify. I want it to be simplified
Right.
in the discussion. I
Right.
want it to be funny. I want it to be aggressive.
Right.
I want it to be a heated
Aggressive.
debate. Yes, you can tell you what to do. So you just
right,
give
right.
the prompt.
Right.
Depending on the kind of prompt you are
Right.
giving, it's going to generate a podcast that fits into that
Okay.
prompt and
Okay.
then discuss the topic. It
Okay.
has been a game changer for me in my study because
Okay.
I'm currently enrolled in a PhD program, and
Dr.
it's,
AI,
it's
Dr. AY.
it's a bit more complex than
Right.
what I'm used to, especially going into some natural sciences, which
Right.
I'm not very used to.
Right.
What it does, it's going to break down the concepts and discuss the concepts,
And it's
in
much
a,
more easy
in
to
a way that I can.
digest.
So even before I read the paper, I first listen to the podcast about it,
Okay.
and then go back to. Of
That's
course,
amazing.
now it takes more time to do that because
Right.
you have to listen first, then read.
Right.
But I
Right.
mean, ultimately you get to understand it
Right.
better than
That's-
you would have if you had, because some of these papers are very complex.
Yes.
And I'm like,
very dense.
why are these guys using so big? Like, I'm sure Patrick will not like it because everywhere is big grammar, big English. I'm like, what? Can't you just
What are you saying?
make
about
it simple? Like, why
Why are you
is it so
putting
complex?
Patrick on the line?
No, I'm not trying to put him on it.
Like,
Like,
he doesn't like big English.
you
man.
get what I'm trying to say,
Yeah,
like,
I
No,
get it.
why,
in that
why-
context,
do you
it's
understand why?
appropriate. is what I'm saying.
Just make it simple. Like, the idea of knowledge is for people to be able to.
Right.
Do you understand? But I don't
Right.
know. I mean, I guess probably it's an academia.
But it's niche too,
academia
though.
thing,
Yeah.
right? Where people try to sound very,
Ah.
So some of these papers are very like you are
Dense.
reading a paragraph like 30 minutes and you're like, what are they saying? I do not understand what they're saying.
And then English is not your first language too, but
It's not about.
I
being
don't think
first
that's why,
language,
because
yeah.
I've spoken English all my life.
yeah, well,
so
there's that. Too,
that's
but-
not why. I
Okay.
don't think there's any. It's just the way they frame the words. It's just a bit,
Okay.
And but I mean, AI has made that easy for me.
Right.
And not just even that, I do the text version of it on
Okay.
ChatGPT, where I just say this paper, especially if it's a very short one, I tell it to do a page by page
Okay.
simplification of
That's
the
impressive.
concept. So it breaks it down page by, so it tells you this page, this is what they are trying to say. This page, this is what they are trying to
Oh,
say.
wow.
And then I read that first before reading the actual paper itself.
Oh, wow, that's some work. too.
So for students, if you're not using AI, I don't know what you're
And
doing.
I think
honestly.
it's interesting too when you think about how even AI use, right? Think about all the processes you've talked about.
Yeah.
So some people think you just take your paper, put it into AI and say, AI, write me a 1,000 page report, and
You are
then
going to
you churn it
fail.
out, and then you see what I mean. But think about how by the time you're done with this, you've
Yeah.
spent some time on engaging with the
Absolutely.
material.
Oh, we have
okay,
a
we have another caller.
caller.
Good morning. You're tuned and live into Awesome Radio Network. Yes, who do we have on the line?
Hi, it's Denishka.
Oh, yes. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the show. Yes, you've been listening to the conversation. What do you think about AI? Let's start with that.
So I'm not very knowledgeable about it, but I will say that I am one of those type of people that get a little frustrated when I can't get to a person. So
Oh,
like
wow.
when I call a number, or when I'm trying to chat with somebody and I get AI, and I get a little frustrated, and I'm like, oh, representative. So I am one of those people that get a little frustrated. I'm a little worried
Right.
that, after we went through the pandemic, a lot of people are like used to being by themselves, kind of separated from reality.
Mm-hmm.
So I am a little worried about people using it to replace maybe human emotions.
Wow.
Or like, I don't think it could replace like a psychologist or something, or someone who specializes
Therapist.
in emotional intelligence,
Mm.
So
Like a therapist.
I'm
Okay.
I'm really curious to how they would do that. Like, I feel like people are becoming more reliant on, AI, and I feel like that could be an issue.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, you're right, because I was going to say most jobs that require like a human, like you said, a
Empathy.
pastor or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't replace that. I mean, some caregivers too. But then I've also heard about people having like AI boyfriends or something. I think it's becoming a rise too. It's been, people having like relationships with like an online thing. You know, I mean, you all watch the
I'm
news
not
too.
going to say what I
I
think about
mean,
that.
Say it.
no judgment, but that's crazy work.
Yeah, I mean that's strange. Yes, but that's one. Do you use AI in life and stuff? Do you?
I do. I use it at work.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, it's like you said, we use it more than we think we do.
Okay.
Like the whole grocery store
Mhm.
thing.
Mhm.
Even like GPS. Like I
Yeah,
use that everywhere.
very
So we
true.
definitely use it more than we think we
Right.
do.
Right.
Actually,
Right. Right. So, do you think we should be scared of it? Do you think it's something we should embrace, or something we should be
I
skeptical
think
about?
it's definitely going to be helpful
Mhm.
as technology progresses. I
Mhm.
mean, it's evident that it's going to progress,
Right.
but I just think we need to be mindful and be careful,
Mm.
And maybe it's just the movies talking. Like, we just don't know.
Right, right, right. That's impressive. So, you said one of the jobs AI cannot replace would be jobs that involve, empathy, like you said, right?
Right.
Right. Thank you for sharing with us as always. Come on, one time for the Nishika. Yes, we'll be out on a quick break and we'll get into the last stretch of the show right after the break.
Hello, my name is Tracy, and you're listening to Awesome Radio 107.5 FM, 1570 AM, WECU Radio. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for keeping with us. Thank you for staying with us on Pitt Perspectives right here on Awesome Radio Network. Yes, you're in the last stretch of the conversation. If you're still wanting to call, you still have a little bit of time to call in and share what you think about AI and its use. And I think I'd really love to hear how AI could impact, rural places like Eastern North Carolina,
yeah.
places where jobs are not, you know, great to begin with, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then you add this. But I think AI can really 10 times. I mean, think about even the podcast, how much we've had to, in terms of ideas, walk through
Mm-hmm.
ideas,
Mm-hmm.
think things through, leveraging technology. Yeah, you're trying to
One
say
one
something.
thing I've also noticed is that it's getting better, and that's the
Yes,
good thing
yes,
about
it's improving.
artificial
Yes,
intelligence. I remember
yes.
when we started, for example, when I was doing my master's degree, whenever I had difficulty with my SAS codes, and I was trying to you know, let ChatGPT help me out with some things. He's always getting it wrong. Like, what's going on? Yeah, you're confusing me, right?
Hallucinating.
But now it's better. Like, if I need help with that, it's easier to get by because I think the models are being trained like every day and things are always just improving. So that's the beauty of artificial intelligence. It's going to get better. There are things that we think it probably can't do now that
Right,
definitely sometime in the future it will be able to do, right?
right,
It's going to definitely get better. Even in the conversations, I remember, before you couldn't do voice on ChatGPT, for example. Now you can have a full-blown conversation with ChatGPT with just voice, just talking, and it's
right,
talking back immediately.
right.
And I don't know if I should say it, but
Say it.
I'm trying to compare it with Siri, and boy, it dwarfs Siri.
Bro, the interesting
Like,
thing is,
you-
Apple has
it's
AI, right?
yeah, sure.
Apple Intelligence, that's what
Yes.
it's called, But yeah, go ahead.
Like it's I'm sure Patrick can bear me witness to this. It's way better. Like the responses are very human like.
But Siri is not
Nah. Siri is
like
not.
an app, like a GPT though.
But Siri is artificial intelligence.
Yeah, it is, but not
right?
entirely
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same
She's not. Yeah, it's not GPT,
like
but
for
like
like.
it's AI.
Right.
You get
I
so.
think AI is an advanced version of a model of.
GPT
Yeah.
is
it's
an
the advanced version.
okay.
Like it's
Yeah.
it's so
ECU has
amazing.
an AI website, right?
Ooh, yeah. I think I saw something.
Yeah, they sent so ai.ecu.edu where you can teach, learn, work, research or share AI things. I think that's really forward thinking.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, I think we organize, shout out to Dr. Dennis McConney at the Center for Student Success. I work with him. So we organized this AI conference. I think it was earlier this year. for student affairs, and they brought in this big CIO type man who, gave all this stuff. Bro, like when you hear from actual professionals on that level, you'll be scared. I think that's also where some of the paranoia comes. But I think he was talking about how AI, even professors encourage professors to utilize AI to design better ways of teaching. So instead of, I guess, feeling bad that students use AI to do assignments, you should design work that actually helps students engage with that to actually learn the material, and not just copying and pasting and all that. But I think it's been an amazing thing.
So I'm getting ideas.
Okay, you are?
I'm
Okay.
thinking maybe ChatGPT should do a sign out for us on the show.
Oh yeah, okay. That's such an AI thing to do. You see, we should start calling you AI and not AY. But yeah, something else I think that's very important before we
Just
we're
today,
running
though,
out of
I don't
time.
mean
Yeah,
like
because it's AI. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think reskilling is also an important thing.
Yes.
Being able to bring people up to skill. So if you're listening to us, I know you all are listening, Pitt County, Greenville folks, we should have training programs for digital skills, especially in places like Eastern North Carolina, where there are already barriers to access to whether it's education or healthcare or all of those things. So I think, yes, reskilling is a big part, and I think it's one of the things that don't get talked about a lot in the AI conversation. Yes, it's been an amazing thing. Can we do the inspiration first and then you do the
Or maybe
AI
community
sign?
Yeah,
voice. No, the
Victor
community
has to do
voices.
the community events?
Yes.
Oh yes.
So we have Farmville. The Farmville and Fountain Candidate Forum takes place October 7th at the Farmville Community Center, starting at 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, we also have Greenville is preparing for its new sports complex with tournaments expected to begin in 2027. A big win for our local economy.
Right. Yes, and don't forget to check out ecuhealth.org for stories about the 25 nurses recently honored among North Carolina's great 100. Yes, for our weekly inspiration, as we think about AI and the future,
Yes.
yesterday's inspiration, change doesn't have to be something we fear.
Yes.
It can be something we prepare for. Yes, Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, commit to the Lord whatever you do and he will establish your plans.
Amen.
Everyone is happy.
Amen.
Pastor Victor,
Amen.
don't worry, you have job
You have
security.
started.
Yeah, I can help you with your job.
No matter how technology changes the world, if we focus on building skills, building community, and building faith, we can thrive together, guys. Yes, did you find something?
Yes, so I'm going to do it like live.
Okay.
So hello, we're on the radio show live, and we would like you to sign out for our people. Can you do that for us?
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do that for you. Here we go. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Pitt Perspectives. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the world of AI. Remember, the conversation doesn't end here. Stay curious, stay informed, and as always, keep that perspective alive. This is Your Name, signing off. Until next time. Feel free to let me know if you'd like any tweets.
Don't worry, that's
Come on, one time for AI. That is amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
If anybody wants a personal assistant, don't get one. Get your
Oh yeah.
assistant.
And I think he knew like we are men, so he came up with this very fine woman.
No, you can actually select.
Oh,
which
you
voice-
selected.
Yeah,
Yeah, good choice. Yes, we'll see you all next week on Pitt Perspectives.